back, family. I am so glad you are here. My name is Ticola Spruill, founder of True North Life Design. And in this series, I'm sharing with you my wisdom curriculum for people who are ready to stop drifting and to start living on purpose. For those of you who are trying to close the gap between the life you're living and the life you know you were built for, you're in the right place. If this is your first time here, after you finish this video, I want to invite you to go back and start with lesson 1, because what we're building in this playlist is cumulative. Every lesson is a foundation for the next one. For everyone who's back, welcome. I'm glad you stayed. Let us go deeper. Subscribe if you have not already, turn on your notifications, and share this video with someone in your life who you know needs this conversation. Wisdom shared doubles every time. I want to ask you something. How much of your life did you actually choose? Not the surface things, right? Not what you ordered for lunch or what you watched last night. Yeah, we all chose those things. I mean, at the deeper level that shapes who you are, the beliefs you carry about you, the beliefs you carry about what you deserve. The story you tell yourself about what's possible for you, the definition you're working from, right? About what a good life looks like, what success means, what you're supposed to want, who you're supposed to be. How much of that did you choose? And how much of it was simply handed to you by your family, your culture, your circumstances, your wounds, and you just kept it? Not because you examined it and decided it was true, but because it was there, right? Because it was familiar, because no one told you that you could put it down. Most people, if they're really honest, have never fully separated the life they were given from the life they were encoded for. And that gap, that distance between the two, is exactly where confusion lives. It is where restlessness lives. It is where that low, persistent hum of something is missing refuses to go quiet, no matter how much you accomplish, right? That's what we're naming today. From the moment you arrived in this world, you were handed a package. And inside of that package was a set of conditions, right? A family, a culture, a religion, or the absence of one, a socioeconomic reality, a set of challenges, a set of gifts, a language for what was possible, and a language for what was not. And you didn't ask for that package. None of us did. But here's what happened next, and this is important. You started to become what that package told you to be. Not because you were weak, not because you were naive, but because that is what human beings in survival mode do. We adapt. We absorb the rules of the environment around us because somewhere deep in our nervous system, we understand that belonging is survival. So we learn who's safe, who's not. We learn what is worth wanting and what is foolish to hope for. We learn how much space are we allowed to take up emotionally, creatively, professionally, spiritually. And then years pass and we build a life on top of those learnings. And some of that life fits. Some of it genuinely fits. Values we inherited that are actually ours, relationships that actually nourish us, work that actually draws on something real in us. But some of it doesn't fit. Some of it is like a costume we've been wearing for so long we forgot it's not our skin. Here's what I need you to sit with, right? You arrived here with something already inside of you. Before the world had a chance to tell you who to be, there was already a blueprint, a design, a particular arrangement of gifts, sensitivities, capabilities, and callings that is unlike any other human being who has ever lived or will ever live. I want you to think about a seed. A sunflower seed does not need to be taught to become a sunflower. It does not study other flowers and try to replicate them. The sunflower is already encoded in the seed, completely, perfectly, specifically. The seed's only job is to crack open in the right conditions and grow toward what it was always meant to become. You are that seed. In the life you were handed, those conditions, those experiences, that environment was never meant to define you. It was meant to be the soil you grow in. That is a difference. Soil shapes the conditions of the growth. It does not determine the species. The most difficult soil in the world cannot turn a sunflower into a rose. It cannot slow the growth. It can make it harder, but it cannot change the encoding. You were not a blank canvas waiting for the world to paint you. You were a specific, irreplaceable original who got handed a set of conditions, and like all of us, you started making meaning from them. The work of True North Life Design is learning to tell the difference between what the soil told you and what the seed already knew. If this is landing, hit that like button right now. That one action tells the algorithm to put this content in front of people who are ready for it. People who are sitting somewhere right now carrying a package they never chose and have never examined. Your like is a form of service. Do not underestimate it, please. So how do you know when you're living from the life you were handed rather than the life you were encoded for? That's a great question, right? There are 3 signs. See if any of these feel familiar. The first sign is achievement without aliveness. You've done the things, you've hit the milestones, you've checked the boxes that were supposed to make you feel like you had arrived. And yet something keeps asking, is this it? Not ingratitude, not depression, something more precise than that. A deep knowing that what you built, while real and valid, does not fully belong to you. That is your encoded self knocking on the door. The second sign is exhaustion without overwork. You are tired in a way that sleep does not fix. And it's not because you're doing too much. It's because you're doing too much of the wrong things. Performing a life instead of living one costs energy at a level that no vacation or rest day can fully restore. The soil does not run on caffeine and willpower. It runs on alignment. The third sign is comparison that never resolves. When you don't know your own true north, you navigate by looking at other people's compasses. And so you compare endlessly, subtly, painfully, trying to determine if you're on the right track by measuring yourself against people who are living entirely different assignments. That's like a river feeling inadequate because it doesn't flow like the ocean. You're not behind. You're not less than. You're disoriented. And there is a remedy for disorientation. We're going to find it together. Every lesson in True North Life Design ends with one thing, a practice. One thing to take into your actual life before the next lesson. Here's yours. Take out something you can write on, paper or phone, whatever you have, and draw a line down the middle of the page. Right? On the left side, write what I was handed. On the right side, write what actually feels like me. Then start writing, not the polished version, the honest version. What beliefs did you absorb that you have never actually examined? What roles are you playing that were assigned rather than chosen? What have you been told that you should want that quietly exhausts you every time you reach for it? And on the right side, what draws you? What lights something up in you that has nothing to do with what anyone else expects? What have you talked yourself out of that keeps quietly coming back? You don't have to have the answers yet. You just have to start noticing the difference, because you cannot navigate toward your true north until you know where the borrowed map ends and your actual territory begins. Here's what I want to leave you with today. The life you were handed was not a mistake. It was not a punishment. Even the hard times, especially the hard times, were the conditions that pressed you toward depth, toward discernment, toward the kind of wisdom that cannot be purchased or borrowed or learned any other way. But the life you were encoded for still there, still intact, still waiting, still pointing the way. And the gap between the two is not a sign that you're broken. It's a sign that you're waking up. And waking up even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's disorienting, even when it costs you something, is one of the most courageous things a human being can do. In lesson 3, we're going to talk about what true north actually is, not a metaphor, but a navigational reality you can learn to read in your actual life. And I'm going to give you a framework you'll use every day from this point forward. You do not want to miss it. Subscribe if you have not already. Turn on your notifications and share this, especially with someone you know is living a life that was handed to them and is beginning to feel it. Your share might be the thing that cracks something open for them. Leave me a comment below. Tell me which one of these signs hit home for you today. Until next time, keep moving forward toward your true north. The life encoded in you is not a dream. It is a direction, and you were born already knowing how to follow it. I'll see you in lesson 3.